Hello everyone and welcome back to the Gaming Droid and welcome to our ongoing Let's Play series of Subnautica. We're going to be still doing the streams, we're going to be doing the streams on a different save. This is going to be a hardcore series of Subnautica. So if I die, end of the save and probably end of the series as well. But we're going to be looking to gather all of the patterns, build a collection of decent sized bases, go and visit the Sunbeam Island. We're not going to be doing any cheating whatsoever. We are going to be playing this completely legit. Just like the stream, I am not a fan of the idea of cheating. And yeah, we're going to be the whole principle of this is going to be to do this as legit as possible. If we get stuck underneath the Aurora, if we have the issue of the Aurora becoming non-corporeal and we drop through the bottom of it, we will cheat to teleport out. I do know the cheats and I do know the things. This is my 5th save on Subnautica. My very first save I got pretty much nowhere. My second save I got all the way through to raiding the Aurora. My third save I got all the way through to raiding the Aurora and the island. My 4th save appeared on stream as a hardcore playthrough, and that included the hardcore playthrough included us getting getting to the island, getting Seamoth, getting onto the ship. All sorts of things were included in that hardcore playthrough.
Zero human life signs detected in 100-meter range.
But what we kind of need to do, what we haven't really done before, is we kind of need to get to the patterns for the moon pool. Because I've played this 4 times now. I'm going to keep playing the save on going to keep playing the save on stream and trying to get that. But for the most part, like what we really need to gather the moon pool pattern, because that's what we've not really reached. We've not really reached the point of having a moon pool. We've almost had a scanner, but we've been a little short on moon pools. Let's grab some more oxygen. Here's a nice easy place to get cave sulfur. Probably going to take a little damage from this guy, but that's fine. So we took a little bit of damage from that guy, nothing too nasty. We can pop down into here and grab the cave sulfur from here. Oop. We got another one. Coming after us, but looks like he either didn't spawn or we got away from him quickly enough.
Oxygen.
Yep, I know. So what we need is we need a little bit of copper and we need a few other materials. We have a nice crash site right next to the ship. I do think like the pattern seems to be a little randomized. I'm not sure if it is randomized, but the wreck positions seem to be a little randomized to me, because it seems to be that I am a variable distance away from this particular wreck. Let's pop up, grab some oxygen, and pop back down. Now we can get silver from in the kelp forest, which is something we do want to do. We want to grab some silver and we want to grab some seeds as well. We want to grab seeds because we want to be making rubber, which will allow us a ability to make some of the bits and pieces we need, including a knife, which will make it easier to gather things like fiber. This gives us silver. These are sandstone rather than limestone, and they're the ones that give us gold and silver.
Oxygen.
So we need some copper, we need some gold, we need some silver, and we can start making some of the things we want to make.
Copper is an essential component of all powered equipment. Your probability of survival has just increased by 11%.
A little bit of lag there, not sure why. Maybe spawning in an area I haven't visited yet, or spawning in some creatures. So we've got another box down here which might contain elements of the Sea Glide, which is great because we need elements of the Sea Glide.
Oxygen.
Yes, yes, I'm swimming to the surface. So we are going to gather the first thing that we're after is the repair tool, then we're after the scanner, we're after some oxygen tanks and some flippers and a knife. So we've got lots of bits and pieces we want to make. Thankfully, not too difficult. First things first though, let's make a bottle of filtered water and a couple of cooked fish to top up our resources.
The fabricator cooks small organisms while
There we go.
disposing of the skeleton
And we're going to turn this
structure
into
for
titanium.
internal organs, thus rendering them safe for human consumption.
We're going to make ourselves a small stack of rubber as well. Rubber bubba. And we're going to make ourselves some glass which we need for oxygen tanks. I like to do a lot of my management of resources early on, so produce all the resources I need, because we can always come back and or we can always produce multiple things in here. So we need fins. These will make us swim faster, which is always good. We can grab a standard O2 tank. I don't think we have what we require for high capacity. No, we don't have the silver ore. We can grab a repair tool, because we grab the cave sulfur. Come on. Fine, you want me to repair first. Fine. Ah, no, it's because we actually ran out of power. Wow.
A new message from the mine. Playing message.
This is an automated bounce back from the Aurora mining vessel. Your distress signal has been received. An emergency relief team will be dispatched to your location. The estimated arrival time, 9 hours.
Weapons were removed from standard survival blueprints following the massacre on Abraxas Prime. As an essential survival tool for 2.5 million years, the knife remains the only exception. Sorry about that.
Sorry about reducing your chance of survival, because we have issues about having blinking weapons in our survival kits. Of course you need weapons in survival kits. Yes, you're going to get the odd massacre. Ah, here is Crash Pod 3. Crash Pod 3 will give us our compass pattern. Don't think there's anything useful in the cargo. No, there's no flares in the cargo in Crash Pod 3. So we are still looking for more copper and silver. This is what we're after. We're after silver and we're after more copper. I still have plenty of titanium, so I don't have to worry about picking up the titanium yet.
Oxygen.
We will pop up, we will grab some oxygen, then we will dive back down looking for basalt. Not basalt, sorry, looking for sandstone. Because sandstone is where we get gold and silver from in the plentiful amounts that we kind of need. We need 1 silver to get our upgraded oxygen tank, which is not vital, but getting the maxed out oxygen tank early, or the second stage oxygen tank early, does make for a much easier start to the game. Because you can spend much longer underground, you have a much bigger survival period. So there's our silver, we can get our large oxygen tank. There's some copper, which makes things easier. Some salt. Grab. Oh, that's a diseased bladderfish. We don't want to grab him.
30 seconds.
And it's starting to get a little dark, which makes gathering resources a little harder, but not vitally difficult. It does make spotting things like quartz a lot easier though. If you want to gather quartz, then going out at night is probably your best bet, because as you can see, like spotting quartz in the grass during the day, difficult. Spotting quartz in the grass at night, pretty much instantaneous and rather easy. However, spotting ore nodes a little bit harder. That's okay. Took a little bit of damage there, but nothing vital. Now I know there's a really good place to gather copper and lead and things like that. It is one of those trumpet corals. One of these things, but it's a very, very large one. It is usually absolutely coated in all patches. Now I just need to find it. And the question is where it's spawning. Is it spawning away from my ship? Because if it's spawning away from my ship, then not too bad. But first we will see if we've got everything we need to make the scanner so that we can get the Sea Glide recipe. So for the scanner we need titanium and a battery. For a battery we can make a battery. Yay! In fact I think we can make 2 batteries. Yes, we can make 2 batteries. Excellent! That's precisely what we wanted to do, because now that we've made 2 batteries, we can make the scanner, which allows us to scan things, and the flashlight, which allows us to flashlight things.
Synthesize blueprints from salvaged technology and to record alien biological data. Attention, detecting increased local radiation levels. Trend is consistent with ongoing degradation of the Aurora's dark matter drive core due to damage sustained during collision. Continuing to monitor.
Swivel chair. It doesn't look like a swivel chair, it looks like a stationary bounce chair, but okay. They say that's a swivel chair. I suppose for them that's a swivel chair. So there's a door that I can't open. Ooh, there's a Sea Glide fragment. The fragments do seem to be partially randomized because the fragments seem to sometimes appear and sometimes not appear for things like this. Ooh, there's a door I can open. As you can see, I'm not necessarily a genius at this game. I don't know where everything is yet. I didn't make my extra large tank, for instance. I should have done that. Ooh, we have a box which contains a health kit, which will be useful. Can't see any. Oh, wait, there's a desk to scan. And some wires to repair.
New blueprint acquired.
A battery, that's useful. We're going to need to build a lot of battery powered things. And a Sea Glide fragment. Excellent. So one thing I have noticed is sometimes your ooh, a PDA as well.
New blueprint acquired.
Let's pop up to the surface and read our PDA. We need the battery for the Sea Glide. We can also check what else we need for the Sea Glide. Degassi Manifest. Okay, so this is an element of the Degassi, I believe. And we have the Sea Glide. So if we have a look at the Sea Glide recipe, which would be down here, Sea Glide recipe, we need 1 lubricant and 1 copper wire. So we need 2 copper and we need 1 of the seeds. That shouldn't be too difficult. Now, we do know that there's another recipe piece down here somewhere, but we don't need it because that's just going to give us titanium. We've got plenty of titanium at the moment. So if we can grab a creepvine seed, that'll give us the lubricant we need. We're not too worried about gathering titanium just yet, because all it will do is fill out our inventory. We could do with a little more food, so if we can just sort of attempt to catch fish on the way past. There's a fish, I'm going to catch a fish. We can also grab a couple of... How much space have we got? So if we grab 2 of these, we can make this into fibre mesh. We need to get 2 more as well. So we need to get those. And those will give us the ability to make... or the ability to sort of make the fibre mesh required for our lead radiation suit. And we do need a radiation suit at some point in the future. We don't necessarily need a radiation suit immediately, but we do need one at some point in the future. So here's one of the horns of this stuff, but there's no mineral deposits on it. There is a massive one of those somewhere around here. So we're going to swim in a circle and see if we can't find it, because if we can find that, it's a nice easy source of pretty much every mineral. We can put our knife away and our scanner away, and that will just give us a little boost of speed underwater. Aha! One limestone. So there's one lead. We need 2 lead to make our radiation resistant suit. That's one of our objectives. Is to get what we need for the radiation resistant suit, because the radiation resistant suit will allow us to deal with the aurora, which will allow us to get a pressure upgrade, which will allow us to build a Seamoth that can go deep underwater, which allows us basically everything we need. I'm really confused as to where I am. This is one of the problems. I do get a little bit lost on this map. I've come back round to the same same crash site that I was at before. I think one of the things I am going to have to do is invest in quite a few beacons, because it seems to be one of the problems I have is getting a little bit lost. It's one of the things I love about the game, because I quite enjoy getting lost. It's one of these weird things where in this game I have no problem with getting lost, because I actually find getting lost fun. But at the same time, like, I need to... Ooh, another crash site over here. We get another copper, we can go back, grab the Sea Glide, and we can come and investigate this crash. Titanium. So we've got Sea Glide pieces here. I'm not sure if we find anything else. So there's a... life pod message. That'll be our first life pod, which I think is life pod 3, which I've already visited. Titanium. We are looking for another piece of copper so we can make our Sea Glide. There's the copper. So day 2 we're going to be having our Sea Glide up and running, and we'll have our enhanced oxygen tank up and running as well. I don't think there's anything useful at that little bit there. We've got titanium and things, but nothing vital. Where on earth did you come from? Ouch. Well, it's a good thing we have a healing kit dispenser over here. A health kit dispenser. So we'll pop up into here, play that. We will make our cooked fish, because we have a boomerang fish to eat, which we can just quickly snarf down. We can also make ourselves 1 lubricant and 1 fiber mesh, which we can make another one of later when we get some lead. And we can make a... Is it in deployables? It's in deployables. What are we looking for? We're looking for copper wire. We have the copper to make that. So, deployables, Sea Glide. And there we go. We are up to our Sea Glide nice and fast. We can put away lots and lots and lots and lots of this. We can also take our tank off our back, because what we can do is we can make... oh, we need 2 glass and we need 4 titanium. 4 titanium and another glass. And we can make ourselves our extra large oxygen tank, which just gives us a much longer time underwater. There we go. So we've got our enhanced oxygen tank, we've got some silicon and some fiber mesh left over. We've got a first aid kit we can eat. I think we might have a spare one in there. Yeah, we do. Which we can put away. And, oh yeah, we've got some filtered water in here rather than bleached water, which we can just consume straight off, because we can make that using the using the filter fish. So, wait, is that not the message that I got? Was that not the life pod? It was life pod 3, yeah. Which is, where is life pod 3 signal? Over there. So we've already been to life pod 3. We've already gotten what we want from life pod 3. However, over in the direction of life pod 3, there is another crash site somewhere along the edge here by the kelp forest. Here it is. So we'll see what we can scan down here. We'll just pop up, grab some oxygen, and then pop back down again. See if we can't find anything else useful. We're going to have sea glide fragments, of course. And another sea glide fragment in there. So we could have gotten all the sea glide fragments from this location. And we've gotten another message, which will be another one of the life pods, I presume. More sea glide fragments, which is just titanium. And we've got the lab desk, yes. Lab desk is useful.
New blueprint acquired.
So one thing we can do is we can use this to explore down into caves and things, find some lead, some... Wow, that is a deep cave. I did not know that cave was there. That's the first time I've kind of met that particular cave. This is sandstone, so that's going to have silver or gold in it. This might have lead in it. It's copper. Copper's always useful. There's some stalkers, which we're swimming around at the moment. We can grab stalker teeth, but not really something that I am necessarily after at the moment. I don't really need stalker teeth right now. Salt, however, we can grab. We can also grab a couple of acid mushrooms because we will need those for making batteries. Grab a bit of oxygen. And then continue on our exploration for lead, copper, and other useful minerals. Looking for outcroppings of rock. Aha! Outcropping of rock. Lead! There we go. So if we use our knife to grab 2 more of the creeper vine. There we go. So we've got 2 more creeper vine. We can now make our radiation resistant suit, and that thing is wigging out. That fish just, I don't know whether it got bitten by something or whatever, but yeah, that one had a little bit of a wig out then. Was not a happy fishy in the slightest. Aha! Here's our giant tube of coral. So where is it compared to this? It's about 500 meters from the life pod. Now you might think, yeah, this is a nice bit of limestone deposit. You can get lead and copper from this. Super useful, but you're going to very quickly run out of limestone up here. Like there's only so much limestone you have on top of the top. In fact, you're almost finished, and you haven't gotten that many resources. Yeah, but you see, all in there is more and more and more all the way along the inside as well. So yeah, this is a really, really good source of resources early game. Lead, copper, titanium. Copper primarily because it's, as you can see, like it seems to be about 1 in every 3 gives you copper, which makes sense because there's 3 different resources to get. But titanium seems to be the most common, followed by copper and then lead. But 1 in every 3 giving you copper means, of course, that you need to get quite a lot of them to get enough copper. Because you need a lot of copper. So we will grab a filter fish and a boomerang fish, and we will head on back at this point. So we've got all of the resources we really need to start off, and one of the things we do want to go is we do want to head off to near the Aurora, which is dangerous because there are leviathans and sand sharks. and they are going to try and eat us.
Message.
But we don't want to kind of wait too long to head over there, because what we do want to do is we want to make ourselves. First off, we want to make ourselves a radiation suit, which means getting out of the fibre. But we do want to gather all the batteries, because there's a lot of resources there that we can just gather for free. And also we can get some recipes and some upgrades, and one of the recipes we want the propulsion cannon, because the propulsion cannon gives us an easy way of dealing with the little crabs that infest the area, and it also gives us a way of getting deeper into the area reasonably easily. So we've got the thermometer and the compass, Finn's large tank radiation suit. Deployable wise, we can make a waterproof storage, and I'll just get enough space for my waterproof storage. I should have enough space for my waterproof storage, excellent. Because I'm just going to use this, I know it does make items disappear from time to time, but I'm just going to pop this down in the corner, and I'm just going to use it as a storage for titanium. Because we're going to get a lot of titanium. We're going to get a lot of titanium. There is no denying the profusion of titanium we're going to get. Oop, I accidentally cured that. I didn't mean to. I meant to cook it, because curing it makes it salty, which makes it take the water down. But that's fine. So we've got a little bit of titanium and salt on us. Put away. Okay, so that is damaged sea glide, which we're not really fussed about. The damaged sea glide is a location that, as you can imagine, gets us access to sea glide recipes, but we're not hugely fussed about getting access to sea glide recipes at the moment. Instead, we are interested in things like because we've got the sea glide. Instead, we're interested in things that we can get from the Aurora. Now, near the back of the Aurora is probably the safer place to be. Got a trash bin here. Nuclear waste bin, which we will grab. They're just decorative, but we can have a nice little set of decorative items. We've got a sample analyzer. I don't think that necessarily always spawns here. I think some of the items and recipes are a little bit randomized as to where they can be found. Because we've now got a sample analyzer and a fluid analyzer, which I don't remember getting last time I was here. I'm pretty sure I did walk into this one, this particular wreck. Doesn't look like there's anything else unless there's something a little bit down. But I would guess that the only recipe I would get around here would be the rest of the Sea Glide, because I'm not in the sort of location where I'd expect to get any other recipes other than cosmetic recipes. So now we're coming out to the edge around the Aurora, which you can tell because of the rock spawns. And we will start seeing the crates for the propulsion cannon, which I believe this is a crate for the propulsion cannon. Yes, because we do want to get a propulsion cannon nice and early. Dealing with the crabs once you've got a propulsion cannon is just a matter of battery power, which isn't a problem at all for any of those who raid the...
Caution. Continued degradation of the Aurora's drive core may cause a quantum detonation. Calculating risk assessment. Death by malnourishment, 7%. By physical injury, 11%. By exposure to radioactive crash site materials, 19%. If the drive core is breached, probability of death increases to 65%.
So you can see we've gotten the propulsion cannon. According to our delightful little computer, we are pretty much guaranteed to die because we're being foolish. Sand shark, not massively concerned about the sand sharks, to be fair. They're mildly aggressive, but they're not a huge threat in my opinion. The Reaper Leviathans that we need to be super careful of. So over here by this one there should be some downed pods which we can go into. They contain an awful lot of not recipes but chests we can open. Storage chests, and the storage chests are worth opening early in the game because you can get batteries, you can get power cells, you can get food, water, first aid kits. The main thing we're looking for is batteries and power cells. Power cells especially because they're worth twice as much. There's a power cell straight away. There's a first aid kit and another first aid kit. So we've got several first aid kits, which is fine. The Reaper Leviathan can technically kill us on this difficulty pretty easily, but we're not massively concerned. We have enough power to escape if we need to. First aid kit and a chip for the creature decoy. It's fine. Can't steal the first aid kit from in there, and we can't steal any of the other items. So we are going to head towards the Aurora and head down. See if we can't find another one of the crashed sort of sections. There's the Reaper Leviathan. He doesn't like me, which is fine. I don't have to be popular to be happy. Propulsion cannon fragment. A lot of people freak out about coming down here early in the game, but as long as you've got the sea glide so you can get away, it's not that dangerous really. Hey, Sandshark. Excuse me, there are chests in here I wish to raid. Battery. And by the way, for the quick pickup of things that you find in here, just double click on the chest. So once you find the chest, just double click on the chest really quickly and it will give you the item rather than opening and closing the lid. That thing's trying to bite me. Yep. That thing doesn't want me here, which is fine. There's a stalker. You gonna drop a stalker tooth for me? Stalker tooth? No? No stalker teeth? Nope, I don't see any stalker teeth. Dang it. So we're going to head back towards the back of the Aurora now, where there is another Reaper Leviathan. So there's two Reaper Leviathans around. There's one at the front, one at the back. So we're going to head towards the back of the Aurora now, and that's because there are some other recipes that I do want to grab while I'm here. And again, some of these recipes are a little randomized, so we will see what we get lucky to get today. So first recipe we've got round the back here is a power transmitter fragment. Pretty common, but I don't think you always necessarily get power transmitter fragments. So we're not too lucky or unlucky grabbing the power transmitter fragment there. We can hop down here and have a look what we get at the back, because this is the crevasse at the back is where you're going to be getting some of the recipes. Now things I've gotten down here are mobile vehicle bay, if we don't get stuck on invisible walls. I've gotten mobile vehicle bay, I've gotten bits from the Cyclops. We'll grab some oxygen. It's coming up to daytime, which is useful, so we're coming up to day 3. And we can come down and grab whatever recipes we can find down here. So we've got bits of the Cyclops again. Pretty common to get bits of the Cyclops, especially the bridge around here. Mobile vehicle bay fragments are again another pretty common one around this area. Mobile vehicle bay, lovely. So you're basically looking for You're looking for bits that look slightly out of place from the rest of the wreckage. Stuff that looks like it's been modelled a little bit more in detail. Power cell, that's useful. Hello! Ouch. That hurt. So, Reaper didn't want us there, which is fine. We'll just pop a couple of the first aid kits that we found. Make sure you're reasonably high on health when you're in this area. So there's the Cyclops Bridge fragment. We've got another Cyclops fragment here. So we've got the Cyclops Bridge already. That's useful.
New blueprint acquired.
There's the power cell. We'll grab a little bit of oxygen, we'll go and raid that chest, and we'll see if we can get the rest of the mobile vehicle bay fragments, because we only need one more, I think. So I think we are missing the mobile vehicle bay still. Yeah, we need one more fragment for the mobile vehicle bay, which shouldn't be too hard to do. We should be able to come down here, head towards the Aurora in this crevasse, and pick up a vehicle bay fragment somewhere along here. There's one. There we go, we've got the mobile vehicle bay already as well. Which means we need the Seamoth fragments next. Just going to have a quick scan, see if I can pick up anything else. You can sometimes get Cyclops engine and hull fragments. Ooh. That's a mobile vehicle bay fragment, okay. No real point scanning the mobile vehicle bay fragments right now, they're just titanium now. There's the Reaper. Ow. Stay close to the ground and the Reaper just get hold of you. Because although the Reaper can pass through the ground, the Reaper also has to sort of deal with the planes of travel. So staying close to the ground, a little bit safer. Got another power cell. And you can see that like we're grabbing power cells and batteries that it would cost us an absolute fortune to make. But we're just getting them for free because we're gliding along these craters near the Aurora. And another battery. Lovely. So we've gotten pretty much everything. We've got some invisible walls that we're bumping into, but it happens. And we will head on up and over into this direction. So we'll grab some oxygen, we'll pop back down again. We will see if we can't get anything else useful. Things I would like perhaps to get a Cyclops hull fragment, maybe. I'd love to get a Moonpool fragment, but that ain't gonna happen. So we are looking for something we can scan, something that's been modelled differently to the rest of it. There's another power cell. And another power cell. So we are in power cell heaven around here. Those are random, by the way. Like I've gotten on occasion just like loads and loads of first aid kits from these things. But if you open enough of those chests, you're bound to get something useful in the end. Looking for scannable fragments. Scannable fragments also won't float. They're reasonably stationary. So if you see the resources floating, the titanium pods floating, you know it's not going to be a scannable resource. Although you can just scan the salvage and it just tells you about the salvage. I've got a full inventory now. Way! We've got an inventory full of batteries and power cores. Crikey. That's just a stalker. We're not massively worried about being attacked by stalkers.
30 seconds.
And all of these little pods will just contain grav cannon fragments. If you are near the... Ooh, is that a recipe? I think that might be a recipe. If you're near the Aurora and you see those little pods, you can guarantee they're going to contain grav Bolton cannon fragments. I think this box here might be a recipe fragment. What have we got? We have vehicle upgrade console fragment. So we've got the first fragment of our vehicle upgrade console, which is another one that can spawn around here, obviously. We've also got a little bit of lithium, which is worth dropping some titanium for. But look at that. Look at how many batteries and power cells we have now. It's a bit crazy. Just the sheer amount of batteries and power cells we have picked up from this area. Speaking of which, the battery on our Sea Glide is out. So we can replace that. And another power cell. Because why not? There's some basalt. They can contain diamond. Which we did. So we've got a diamond already, which means we can actually make a cutting laser pretty early in the game. We're not going to be raiding any more boxes because we've basically gotten everything we can possibly want from the boxes. The vehicle upgrade console would be nice to get, but I can't see any more fragments of the vehicle upgrade console, so we've got the one fragment, which will just confirm that we've actually picked up. Where is the vehicle upgrade console? Vehicle modification station. So we've got one of two fragments for the vehicle modification station. We can pop back and get another one at a later point, probably. But we can also now get a laser cutter, and we can get a grav cannon. So, thank you all for watching. I've been the Gaming Droid. This has been Subnautica, and I will see you all in the next episode. Bye!